Mike's Daily Podcast.
episode 1236-1236. My name is Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valleymont. Today we hear from the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, Benita, the Brewmaster, plus, oh, that was a big popping plus. We're going to bring you the fascinating news segment called Mike's Daily Podcast. That's the name of it. It's called it's called Matthews News. That's right. Mike's Daily Podcast. Have you found that sometimes you have to go into fix-it mode because so much around you has started to erode and you've got to fix things that have fallen apart, and it all happens at once and it can tear you apart, and it can be like, what else can go wrong? Mike's Daily Podcast. Or for those of you who like to put the emphasis on the G, go wrong-ga. That's where I am today. Mike's It seems Daily, since I got home from work yesterday Podcast. At 6 p.m. Yeah. Yes, I work on the weekend, noon to 6. So actually, Dalton talks to me for about 20 minutes, and I can't get out of there till like 6:20. So I get home by 6:45, and then there's all kinds of stuff wrong, right? My Christmas lights. I've got these weird Christmas lights that are sort of like in a tube. So they're supposed to be completely insulated from water and all the rain. We had so much rain this weekend. Well, somehow that didn't happen, and it short-circuited one of the long tubes. They kind of look like hoses garden hoses. And there was one that stretched about 10 feet that was burnt out, so I had to replace it. But then I realized that my washing machine, water overflowed from that. And then I noticed that my dog, the wonderful Basil the Boxer, when he drinks water, he drips water from his big jowls, if you've seen pictures in the podcast picture of him. And so I have this thing that catches most of the water that comes off when he's drinking in the kitchen. But then I suddenly realized yesterday that it had overflowed and that there was water in the kitchen that I had to get. So the wet-dry vac came in very handy. If you don't have one of those yet, get you one. Look who just walked in to Cafe Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast. Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
It's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what.
What?
We are not redneck stereotypes.
No, Mike, we are real people. Flesh and blood. For sure you are, yeah. That's what you are. Oh, so people, I do impressions of some people. They're not very good, but it's always interesting when someone says they're going to do an impression of me. And that's what happened on Friday. The guy that I produce his radio talk show, he comes up to me and he goes, Mike, I can do an impression of you. And I said, sure, let's hear it. And he goes, okay, I call you, and you first thing you say is, And that was the impression of me. So I guess I say, a lot. Look who else just walked in. Do I say a lot?
Mike, I'm the Brewmaster. I make the root beer. Oh, boy. Yeah, you sometimes say it.
Wow. What's funny is he does a radio show, and I've heard him say a lot of times on his radio show. But I guess I have picked up the habit.
Don't!
That happens. When you're around people, you can pick up their mannerisms.
Mark, that's not true. I don't pick up anybody's mannerisms.
See?
What?
That.
Mark, I am not some kind of stereotype of a person. I'm a real person. Oh, boy.
Right. So that's MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1236-Fix is where you can hear past shows. And the podcast picture today, it is going to be of the abominable snowman from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And a inflatable Christmas tree. Yes, we've been doing a Christmas tree meme. I haven't had an inflatable one yet, So there's an inflatable Christmas tree. And the poor abominable snowman who had the teeth that were eroding, and he needed teeth work with the little elf dentist person. What a great special that was, wasn't it? I have to tell you, my radio station that I work for is going to start bringing ski reports to the radio waves. And I thought back to my skiing days when I lived in Southern California, and what that had to entail was if you lived in the San Fernando Valley, you'd have to get up really early, get in your car, drive up to Big Bear, which took about 2-3 hours. And it was a lot of switchback roads, back and forth, driving up the side of the hill till you finally got to the snow. Now, it is amazing, Southern California, you can be at the beach, and then in a couple hours you're in the snow. But it was torture, because you have to get up really early, which is basically what I do for a living now. And then you drive. And I was in a car with the windows rolled up, and my mom and her boyfriend smoking like chimneys. And then this zigzag turn. Ugh. And then, put on these big Frankenstein boot shoes that are like big bricks that you're wearing on your feet.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Inflatable tree. And they're like these things you'd put on your feet before some mobster was about to throw you into the Hudson River. And then that's how you would get into the skis. And I think that's changed. I think they made those boots a lot more comfortable. But, so that was my skiing experience. Not the best. Not a fan. And finally, I was at a Christmas party this past weekend. So much fun. I've been to this Christmas party. I went last year. And there was a girl there that I was talking to, and she left, and I didn't get her phone number. And my friend Robert Welsh, who does the segment,
Welsh on the World,
he always brings that up, that I didn't ask her for her phone number. So at the party this year, I met another nice lady, and this time I got her phone number, and we're gonna go for a walk sometime amongst the wonderful trails. Turns out she likes to walk the trails of Castro Valley, Podcastro Valley, like I do. So that'll be fun. It was a good Christmas party. And if you'd like to hear the pre-Christmas party that I had with Robert and his friend Annalisa and then his wife Christy, they came over and we sang a Christmas carol. It sounded something like this.
This simple phrase, 2 kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas
to you. To you. Boom, 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 boom. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the Christmas Lounge here in Las Vegas, Nevada. To those who just got married, congratulations. Please tip your waiters and waitresses. No dead bodies are allowed anywhere on the premises. If you're going to murder someone, please take it outside.
Please
Merry
cough
Christmas.
to the side.
So I'm offering this simple phrase.
It's rather simple.
2 kids from 1 to 92.
Happy Hanukkah.
Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
And Merry Festivus for the rest of us. That was beautiful. Isn't that fantastic? All right, that's wow. No. Okay, now the news segment, Matthew's News.
Matthew's News.
That was hot.
By the way, if you would like to help out the show and you shop on Amazon, click on that Amazon link at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, and that helps us out. There's also the PayPal. You'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. And we're doing the Yuletide personalized MP3 for the contest. If you want more information about that, check out a podcast that I did, the last one, and it explains that. So all that can be found at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. But China said today that it had serious concerns about Donald Trump's most recent comments concerning Taiwan and warned that any changes to how America deals with the self-governing island could damage diplomatic ties between Washington and Beijing. China's comments came a day after Trump said in a television interview that he didn't feel bound by a one China policy, which has been our policy for decades now. Geng Shuang, a spokesperson for China's foreign ministry, said that the established policy is the political foundation of any diplomatic relationship between China and the U.S., and that any damage to it could render cooperation between both sides to be out of the question. He said, "We urge the new U.S. leader and government to fully understand the seriousness of the Taiwan issue and to continue to stick to the one China policy." Since recognizing the People's Republic of China in 1979, the U.S. has adhered to the one China policy, recognizing Beijing as the capital of China and maintaining only unofficial relations with Taiwan. U.S. law, however, requires the U.S. to ensure Taiwan has the means to defend itself and to treat all threats to the island as matters of serious concern. So you see, it's kind of a dicey little relationship we have. China split from Taiwan amid civil war in 1949 and continues to regard the island as a breakaway province to be reunified with the mainland by force if necessary. Very dicey situation. A situation, of course, that a ham-fisted Trump will go,
Nah, Bruce. No, I don't understand. Grr. Monster.
Geng's comments
Frankenstein shoes.
are the strongest public condemnation China has made of Trump's criticisms of current American policy toward Taiwan. Beijing was already angered by Trump's December 2nd phone call with Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen, the first time an American president or president-elect has publicly spoken to a Taiwanese leader in the nearly 4 decades. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. I found that story fascinating. But I don't have that much time today in today's show to go too far into it or to figure out how to say that person's name correctly. Next show, we're going to bring you the wonderful someone and someone and someone else. Why don't we make that Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley? Perfect. Have fun fixing stuff today.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!